Hey everybody, Jennifer Louden, jenniferlouden.com. I want to talk about 5 common struggles to get to that thing that you care about, to get started on it or restarted on it. I call it your scary shit. For me right now, it's writing my memoir. And with all the clients and students I work with, these are 5 common things I see show up and kind of confuse us or wrap us around the axle. We don't often really see the struggle for what it is. And then we think that we lack willpower or that we're procrastinators or something wrong with us, when we just need to see it so we can get started again. The first one I see is thinking that the thing you want to do, whether it's write a book or start a side hustle business or leave your job and travel the world, just like clean out your wardrobe and feel really good in the clothes that you buy and have. That thing has to be your thing forever, that it's your life purpose. It's a big ding dang do. And therefore, if you don't do it perfectly, if you don't do it successfully, your life will be purposeless, meaningless. And so, wow, that's a lot of pressure. And I know it's a little ridiculous when I say it, but I think it's an idea that's kind of in the personal growth, self-help industrial complex that gets sold to us. That purpose is something we're going to find that thing and we're going to do it and then we're going to have purpose. I think that's bull. The exact opposite is what I found in my own life and working with lots of people, which is we're drawn to do something. We desire it. It's pulling us. So we do it, and we might do it well. We may do it horribly. Who knows? Who cares? It's the pull towards it and the learning and the iteration that allows us to grow and learn. And that is life purpose in action. There's no place to get to. It's the process of being in doing what we want to do, creating it, experiencing it, that gives us purpose. All right, so that's number 1, thinking it's got to be a big ding dang do, or you're going to arrive at your life purpose and then do this thing. No. Okay, number 2, people get clear. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to write the book. I'm going to start the business. But first, I've got to have a big, complicated plan, and it's got to be very intricate and complicated and big, and we either never get the plan or we get the plan and we try to execute it and it's impossible to do given our actual life circumstances and the fact that we have families and jobs and other commitments. And so we decide we're a failure because we couldn't stay committed to the impossible plan. I started running about a year and a half ago when I moved here to Colorado. And for the longest time, I thought, I'm not a runner because the first mile sucks air, literally, here at 5,000 feet. And it wasn't until I read an article that said, yeah, the first mile always sucks. Here's some ways to make it easier. So what if to get into action on the thing you care about, your scary shit, or to get back into action, you need some simple, clear promises? What if that idea of I gotta be all in, or I don't really want it, maybe that's not the truth for you right now. Maybe that's just gonna confuse you further. What if you need clear, doable promises that you know you've done, that you can do, and that fit in your life now? Start to get traction. Possible? All right, that was number 2. Clear promises that you can actually do. Number 3 is making sure that your motivation to do this thing you desire is your motivation. You want it. You want to bike the Canadian Rockies. You want to paint and sell your paintings in a great art gallery. But you're not getting to it, not because you don't want it, but because your motivation may have been kind of polluted by the culture, by your family, by what you think it should look like, or what you think the process should feel like. Again, a story I'll tell on myself is when I first started doing my passion, which was writing books and coaching people and leading retreats and teaching, I thought there was something the matter because big chunks of the day, there were things I didn't like to do. There were things that were hard to do. There were things that were confusing or was hard to motivate myself to do. So I thought there must be something wrong with me, that I must really want to be or do something else. And that dogged me for years. It's bullshit again. There's always aspects of our passions that we don't love. But when we can drill down to the process that we do enjoy and experience that more of the time, but it's rarely going to be all of the time for most of us at least, then we can be motivated intrinsically instead of by what we think it should look like or by what we think it's worthwhile only if we get a certain outcome. So start teasing out and returning to. It's going to be very personal to you what those intrinsic motivations are. Okay, that's number 3. Find it, touch it, enjoy it, experience it regularly. Number 4 is You actually don't know you're afraid. You think that you're afraid of change or afraid of success or sabotaging yourself or that you need to get another degree or you just need to get some time away from everybody so you can get clear about what you actually need to do. Or maybe you need to wait for your kids to graduate or your boss to stop being a tyrant, right? When actually, what I have found is that you need micro practices that you can use throughout your day, a few seconds, a minute here or there, to start seeing how fear shows up for you uniquely attached to this thing that you care about. Because it's changing and growing. Fear is so adaptive and it comes in the back door in a new form. You need micro practices so you can see it and see that you are not it and that you have other resources. You have other abilities. You are so resourced, right? So number 4 is starting to see the fear, how it's showing up now attached to this thing that you really want and beginning to separate from it. All right, number 5 is, again, same story. No, I don't have willpower. I don't really want this thing. There's something the matter with me. In fact, what you need for number 4 to help debunk, break apart how fear is showing up for you are what Lisa Leahy and Bob Keegan at Harvard Education School call modest recoverable tests. You figure out what that deepest fear is, that fear that you really, it's so unique to you. It's kind of ludicrous, but there's a part of you that totally believes that you're going to die if you do this thing, or no one's ever going to love you, or you're going to get fired and never have another job, or whatever it is. And it's, again, unique to you and how this thing is showing up that you want in your life right now. It's not the first fear that comes to mind. It's always deeper under that. It has an oh shit feeling with it. And then you design these modest recoverable tests. I'm going to take this clear action towards it, and then I'm going to notice, did anything related to my worst fear happen? Modest and recoverable is super important. It's not dramatic, all in, it's got to be big. That's not what that fearful parts of us want. They want to see, actually I took this action and it's okay. Or maybe it's not okay, and so I need to take this action and try it instead. So you need, for number 5, some modest recoverable tests to test some of that really big, hidden, oh shit fears. Bring some science to it. That's what you might find gets you out of the struggle. So if any of these 5 ideas relate to you, make you go, oh, that's interesting, I really hope you'll come to my totally free, totally fun, just like this video, live training. The details are below. I'm going to give you some of those micro practices. I'm going to give you some more information on modest recoverable tests and some other ways to just implement this right away so you can be getting into action, really beginning to experience creating that thing that you must care about. There's so much joy, there's so much purpose, and there's so much ability for us to change the world in these desires. So let's get to them, all right? Hope you'll join me. Details somewhere near this video. And share it. I'd love to have lots of people come. And we've got a great PDF when you sign up that has all kinds of great ideas to help you maybe narrow down your project and get more clear about it. Because sometimes fear makes things confusing, right? We'll talk more about that in the call.